where this road is supposed to lead. We got nothing but time. As long as you're right here next to me, everything's gonna be alright. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be. Baby, just let it be. So won't you ride with me, see where this thing goes. If it's meant to be, it'll be, it'll be.
Hello my warriors, welcome to Mz.TreZena's Sunday dinner show. Okay, I am happy to have y'all with me today to cook my whole fryer chicken, which would be not fried but baked in the oven. I got this at Star Meat for $4.93. What I like about it is once I cook it, I split it straight down the middle, and then you can put it in 4 pieces. If you want to take that 4 pieces and make it 8 pieces, you can do whatever you want. So we're going to have baked whole chicken along with mixed vegetables and rice today for dinner. No cornbread or anything like that. We don't need that, not all the time. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take it out the pack and I'm going to let it sit for an hour. Once it sits for an hour, or it can be 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour. So let's do 30 minutes today. I'm going to let it sit for 30 minutes, soaking. And then after then, I am going to season it up real good and let it sit for another 30 minutes. So because I'm kind of starting, not really late, because I try to have dinner ready on Sundays by 6. So to give my boo time to get home. And then, you know, it can be nice where we don't have to warm it up, because I don't like doing that. I like it to still be nice and hot when he gets home. So we're going to go ahead and get it going. But, I want to start cooking it, you know, I want to start cooking in the next hour and a half because, you know, I have things I need to do on top of this. So, normally you would let it sit in some lemon water or vinegar water for about an hour. And then you would, you know, season it up, put it in the container that you're going to cook it in, which is the little, you know, oven container. And let it sit. You can put it in the refrigerator for another hour. And then once you do that, it kind of soaks it in. But once I put the seasoning in, I am going to have my gloves on so that I can really massage it in. Because due to COVID-19, I am going to wear gloves when I have to really, you know, massage something. I'm still trying to stop eating the seafood and then sucking the fingers because it's just a habit. So, you know, you got to be careful. So let's go ahead and get this soaking. Alright, so you see it's soaking in the sink. I always make sure the water is above the meat. And I poured about maybe 1/3 cup of vinegar in there because I like to get mine really, really clean. And like I said, we're going to soak it for, on my case, we're going to do 30 minutes. But when you cook it, make sure you have, prepare it 2 hours before you cook it. So I'm just going to go ahead and set the timer for 30 minutes so that I can come back and go ahead and season up real good. And then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for 30 more minutes, and then we're going to stick it on there. For as the amount of time I'm going to cook it for, I just use my judgment. You know, it normally takes between, I'm going to say between an hour to 2 hours to cook, depending on what you cook it on. That's the key. But we'll talk about that. Now, while this is soaking, I am going to go ahead and I got my seasons ready. Which always garlic powder as much as you want. Onion season as much as you want. Here I just like that kick that it gives my food. So I put just a little bit just to give it that kick. And then you know I got to throw that kicking chicken. What? These 2 right here, let me say, these 4 right here. I put in almost every single thing that I cook. Now this is a new you know, come from the Dollar Tree, lemon pepper. So I got to taste it just to make sure it's not too salty, so that I can use my judgment on how much to put on there. But I'm telling you, the most I believe that you need to put when it comes down to lemon pepper seasoning is maybe a tablespoon. That is the most. And you just massage that bad baby inside and out. Because as you look in the bottom part of the chicken, it's going to have a hole in there, and you can season it. And by wearing gloves, it makes it so much easier, because the gloves are going to, you know, help you season it good in the inside. I almost put complete seasoning and everything in adobo, almost in everything. So these are the seasonings that you're going to use. Remember, oops, I'm too high. Remember, use your judgment so that it won't be too salty. What may be salty to me may not be to you. So you have to use your own judgment. You know, I eyeball it. That's how I do it. But I know these two seasons in here, it don't matter how much you put in there, because it's going to let you do what you do. Okay, I drained the water. I rinsed it really good. And then I put all of the seasonings in here. And then I added this juice to it, so to soak it. And then I'm going to put it in the pot. Excuse me, I keep saying pot. I'm going to put it in the pan it's going to be in and let it soak for about 30 minutes. And then it goes in the oven for 375 degrees for about an hour and 40 minutes. So let's show you the pan that I'm putting it on. I see a little fat right there. So I'm going to get this fat off. Okay. Okay, as I put the meat into the pan, I took the juice and just poured it on top of there. And the bowl that I had it in, it has some seasoning on it. I pour a little bit of water in there, shake it real good, and pour it on top of there. And I'm going to place the saran wrap onto the meat. Now, it looks like some of the meat has, you know, the seasoning has went away, but it's there. It's good. So I decided to sprinkle just a little more lemon peppery on the top, because like I said, this one tastes really good. It's more of the lemon I'm tasting rather than the salt. So it's pretty good. So I'm going to cover it up. Now you see I have placed it in the fridge. I am going to let it sit for 30 minutes and I'm going to put my timer back on. You will let it sit for an hour and put your timer back on. Okay, my warriors, I have already put it in the oven for an hour, and I took it out, flipped it over, and wrapped it back up, and I'm sticking it back in the oven for another 40 minutes. So we will stay tuned until then, and you'll be able to see exactly how it turned out. Once that hour and 40 minutes have come about, and it's on 375, we'll be able to see if we need to take it out, you know, have it in the oven longer, or is it time to take it out? Should we take the wrapping off of there? What we should do. So be right back. Okay, you see I have my my rice boiling. I'm going to turn it down, and this is the mixed vegetables that I have. I am going to put it into a pot. I always cook it the amount of time it says inside the microwave, and then I put it in a pot so that it can still steam a little bit, because I'm going to throw some okra in with that. It's going to be so good. And now I'm getting ready to take the meat out so that we can check up on it. When you see that your rice is boiling, it's just a little bit of water on top of it, that's when I normally turn it down between, probably about at 1, between 1 and low, and let it finish cooking for another 20 minutes, and it'll be nice and fluffy. This is jasmine rice. And just in case I didn't show you what it looked like, let me show you. This is the jasmine rice that I use. I get it from Walmart. I always get the small one because I don't eat rice every day. So I don't want it to go to waste. All right, as you can see, look at that chicken. That chicken looks so good. I flipped it back over because I wanted you to see it the right way. Now look at this good seasoning. I had someone taste it. They say it's right on point. It is the real chicken broth. Okay, so you know we got Thanksgiving coming. So what I'm going to end up doing before the night is over with, I'm going to drain this juice into a container. I'm going to let it sit so it can get room temperature. Then I'm going to put it in my refrigerator, and it will be saved for Thanksgiving, which is about, it's going to be maybe a week and 2 days, I can say, depending on when you start cooking. Maybe a week and 3 days, because you do it on Wednesday for the turkey, and we're going to use this to help with the turkey. So I'm going to put it back in for 20 minutes, only 20 minutes. And what do I normally do? I hit my timer, hit that 20 minutes in. I'm going to stick it back in the oven just for it to brown. Now, if you want your meat to look like this, then you are totally done. 1 hour and 40 minutes. If you want your meat to brown a little bit without the aluminum foil on top, then it will be exactly 2 hours and it's totally done. So let's go ahead and get this back in so we can get the rest of the food cooking. Now, one thing I forgot, I'm going to show you what I did. Do you see I have a measuring cup, and I'm just, you know, I just grabbed that because it won't burn my hand and stuff, and just take it and, you know, just put it on top of there like that, and then put it back in the oven. Just a little food for thought. Okay, my warriors and my visitors, I put a little bit of water in there. Let me see if I can grab it. Mine doesn't have the little numbers on them because I don't use them, but I'm going to show you the, it wasn't that size, I'm sorry. Let me go to the, it was about this size right here. It doesn't have the number. So I'm going to say this is probably 1/4 of cup of water. So you see the butter sitting there. The other stuff, remember, we put it in the microwave in the bag, stood it straight up with a timing on the back. And now I have some frozen okra, butter on the top. I will put probably a little bit of this complete seasoning in there just to get it going. And the next time you will see me is when that beautiful plate is sitting there all made up, showing you how good my dinner is. So we'll be right back. This is the finishing touch. You see how we got it a little brown because it was lighter than this, much lighter. Then when we look in here, we have that okra with mixed vegetables. Then we have that lovely rice. So I'm going to go ahead and plate it, guys. You see I have split them in half. And then what you can do is cut them again right here. And that make it 4 pieces. And then in reality, it's going to make it 6. Because of right here. See? Oops. Trying to use one hand, and then you do this. Okay. All right, look at that. Look at that chicken falling off the bone. And look at the mixed vegetables. And that rice with the juice from the chicken. You can't beat this. You're eating healthy, and it's food that you like. So if you enjoyed the Sunday dinner show with Mz.TreZena, give it a big thumbs up. Then, if you are not a warrior, just a visitor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Then click the notification button to be notified of all uploads, along with share this video, because you may be able to help someone make a decision on what they're eating next Sunday for dinner. So, once again, thanks for watching. Later.
So come on.